In 99% of the counties in America, if you are a minimum wage worker working full-time, you cannot afford market rate for a one-bedroom apartment. That is absolutely unconscionable.
Senator Kamala Harris is laying out her priorities as a presidential candidate. During a CNN town hall last night in Iowa, the Democrat pitched several ideas on health care, climate change, and tax cuts for the middle class. And that's what we're going to talk about now. That includes her LIFT Act. And joining me now is Manoj Viswanathan, who specializes in tax law there at UC Hastings. Thanks so much for being here. This is a big tax credit. Explain how it would work.
Yeah, so it's a tax credit that is dependent on the amount of earned income that taxpayers have. And so, in short, the more you make, the more of a credit you get up to a point. And so there's phase outs that would preclude the wealthier earners from getting anything, but it's essentially an expansion of an existing credit, the earned income tax credit, with a bit more generosity for single childless taxpayers.
Yeah, what she sort of outlined last night, Professor, is that for those who make less than $100,000, you would essentially get about $500 a month. This is designed, she says, for working class families. It's not universal basic income, but it certainly sounds close.
That's right. I mean, I think the idea of giving out the monthly payments, which is also an aspect that can be done with the EITC, the Earned Income Tax Credit, is definitely helpful rather than getting a lump sum payment at the end. The $6,000 per year, which is the max credit you can get, that's only going to be available for folks that are married. If you're single with no kids, the max credit is going to be $3,000. So the specific amount that you can get is going to depend on your specific, the characteristics of your family, and the $500 a month would be the most you could get.
Okay, we're already hearing some criticism that this is similar to a cash welfare program. What about those people who don't work? Would they be eligible for any sort of credit?
No, so the plan is contingent on having some earned income, which is a fair criticism. If it's deemed to be an anti-poverty measure, which certainly in part it is, there's not a great policy reason to have it dependent on how much money you make. Obviously, there's going to be some bipartisan appeal if you make it contingent on actually working, but then it's not abundantly clear why that would be necessary if your goal is just to help the poorest Americans, some of whom may not be able to get jobs.
Yeah, this is no doubt a very ambitious proposal that comes with a very big price tag. What is the expected cost of this?
The estimates that I saw were about $3 trillion over the next 10 years. And so it's going to be pricey. It's not for sure certain how it would be paid for. I think she had mentioned that there would be a financial institutions tax and maybe a clawback of some of the provisions of the December 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions. But I think that is a very fair criticism on how actually you would pay for these fairly pricey tax benefits.
Yeah, a big proposal that obviously she'll be pushing there on the campaign trail and we'll be following up on. Again, Professor, really appreciate your time. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.